Good morning, students. Well, today we are starting our next chapter, that's chapter number 18, Bills of Exchange. Well, first you have to understand the meaning of Bill of Exchange. And for understanding the meaning of Bill of Exchange, I have to tell you something. You know, if you see the today's era, you will find so many business transactions, these are of credit. While doing the accountants, you must have noticed that cash sale and credit sale. Okay. So when we are selling the goods on the credit basis, do we feel safe and secure? Although we take care, we first believe somebody, then we give the goods on the credit basis. But still, sometime we may have doubt, or quite possible the person has come to me first time and he is asking the goods on the credit basis. Or sometime, the person to whom you have sold the goods on the credit basis, they might have faced some problem and your debtors turns to bad. That means they don't pay money back to you. So these kind of problems we may face. Okay. So wherever we have credit transaction, so we are always in confusion, or not confusion, in fact kind of insecurity is the sense of insecurity comes, that either we will get the money right in time or no. Okay. And in the previous chapter I have told you we make certain provisions. Provision for bad and doubtful debts are also made for this purpose only. If any debtors turns to bad, so we can compensate that amount, we can cover, we can write off from that provisions. Okay. So how does this happen, this bills of exchange, how is it affecting this credit sales and purchases? What happens, students, when I have sold goods to somebody, so I get in writing. Okay, the detailed discussion will be doing, but a little information, introduction I'm giving. Well, I get in writing. See, I have sold goods and another one is purchaser. So I tell the purchaser that give me in writing that you have taken goods from me and you will be making payment after 2 months, 3 months, and whatever that is. So that written instrument which I have, I get. Okay. So that is bills of exchange. That is called bills receivable, and all these things comes under bill of exchange. This is one of the Indian Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Okay. So this comes under the Indian Negotiable Instrument Act, and we have the promissory notes, hundis, and all that. All these things also comes under this Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Okay. So this was the vague idea about this bills of exchange. I'll tell you in detail how this works and how this comes to you, and why do you call it bills receivable, and why is it bills payable for another party. These all things we will be discussing. Okay. So let me tell you, students, as such, the bills of exchange are instruments of credit which facilitate the credit sale of goods. Well, in India, these are known as hundis, which are written in Indian languages and have been in use from the time immemorial. Earlier, the businessman uses the hundis. Okay, and these hundis are also having the same meaning, and these comes under the bill of exchange. Now here the definition is given according to Indian Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. The definition is, a bill of exchange is an instrument in writing. Students, you will find it is in writing always. An unconditional order, there is no such condition. If this happens, then I will pay, and if this person does this, so I will pay. No conditions are there. Okay, so this is a written instrument, unconditional order, signed by the maker. Okay, signed by the maker. जो बनाता है, means जिसको पेमेंट करनी है उसको साइन करना है. Directing to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument, and he orders that he has to pay this amount to the bearer of this instrument. जिसके पास होगा उसको दिया जाएगा, या फिर उसके order के according. If suppose I have a BR, so either I will get the money, and if I order it that pay to so and so, so the amount will be paid to that party. And bearer, suppose I endorsed it to somebody, means handing over, मैं किसी और को दे देती हूँ, तो that person is bearing this bills receivable, negotiable instrument, so that person will be paid. Okay. So this was the definition, and here are the features or characteristics, and more clarity will be there, and you will understand this definition in a better way. Well, the first feature is a bill of exchange is in writing. That's what we have talked. Always you will find it is in writing. It's not verbally promised. Okay. Then it must contain an order to make payment. ये एक order होता है कि आपको payment करना है. Third one, the order must be unconditional. It was a part of definition. It will be unconditional. That the amount of bill of exchange must be definite. If you have prepared this bill of exchange for 5,000, so this will be 5,000 only, right? Not 1 rupee less or more. Fixed amount will be there. And then we have the date of payment must be a fixed one. On which date you will be making payment, that will be fixed, and it must be signed by the acceptor. It must be signed by the acceptor, means a drawing. I have prepared, so another party will be signing. Right now you may not understand, but I will explain you, then you will get everything. Okay, so here you should remember this much only. It must be signed by the acceptor. जो person इसको accept करता है वो sign करेगा. Next, the amount mentioned in the bill is payable either on demand or on the expiry of a fixed period. Well, the payment will be made either on demand or when the time period expires. Suppose you have mentioned 2 months in that. So 2 months plus 3 days grace period we give, and you have to make the payment. That's the final date. And the last one is it bears stamps according to its amount or is drafted on a stamped paper of the court. So this bears stamps according to the amount. If it is having one considerable amount, more than one fixed considerable amount, so it has to bear a stamp. Okay, it's the stamp लगेगी. Right, students, so these were the features or characteristics of bill of exchange. Now we will talk about the parties to a bill of exchange. Well, for this, see, we have parties. The first one is drawer, and second you have drawing, and third one is pay. Okay, and we call it accept. So these three are there. Now, drawer is a person who writes. Drawer is a person who accepts. Pay is a person who receives money. Okay. Now, what is this bills of exchange? What is its mechanism? And it's a part of your practical, which I'm going to explain. Suppose here is Mr. A and here is Mr. B. Okay. A has sold goods to B. Okay. So who is A? A is a seller and B कौन है? Purchaser. Are you getting, students? A and B, two parties are there. Okay. So A has sold goods to B. So A is a seller and B is a purchaser. Okay. Now what happens? You tell me, students. A has sold the goods to B on credit basis. So who will pay the money and who will receive the money? Yes. B will pay the money and A will receive the money. Seller को मिलता है ना, seller को पैसा मिलेगा, तो A को पैसा मिलेगा और B पे करेगा. As it is on the credit basis, so right now they are not getting. ठीक है? अभी उनको नहीं मिल रहा है, credit basis पे इन्होंने कहा कि मैं 2 महीने में पे करूँगा. B said I will pay you after 2 months. Okay? Now A, seller, and who will be receiving money in future, he said कि I don't believe that way. You have to give me in writing. आप मुझे लिख के दो. कल को आप नहीं देते, मान लीजिए मना कर देते हैं, या फिर आप टाइम पीरियड एक्सटेंड करते हैं, 2 महीने के बाद मैं आपके पास आऊँ और आप कहें कि अभी तो मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, प्लीज़ कम आफ्टर 2 months अगेन और आफ्टर 1 month. So that will be a problem for me. And you know the money circulation. Mr. A is also doing business and he also has to pay to somebody. So he needs money right in time so he can promise somebody further. Okay. So for this reason, he said to Mr. B, you give me in writing. Okay. So B has to give in writing. अब B कहता है मुझे लिख writes a bill. Okay, students, who writes? A writes a bill on B. Okay, so what are another name? A is a writer. Okay, किसने बिल लिखा है? A ने लिखा है. तो A has written a bill and presented to Mr. B. कि लीजिए मिस्टर बी, मैंने बिल लिख दिया है, अब आप साइन तो कर दो, क्योंकि बिना साइन के तो कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. आपने कुछ भी लिख लिया कि मुझे लेने तो इससे 5,000 है, मैंने लिख दिया 50,000, राइट. तो जब तक बी के सिग्नेचर नहीं है तो देयर इज नो वैल्यू ऑफ दैट बिल. ओके, सो आफ्टर राइटिंग द बिल, हु राइट्स? सेलर. जिसको पैसे लेने हैं वो राइटर है, वो लिखता है. ठीक है, एंड ही विल प्रेजेंट इन फ्रंट ऑफ बी. बी के पास आ गया, बी ने उसको साइन किया. सिग्नेचर्स वैल्यू, आई थिंक यू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, बी ने उसको साइन करके अपने पास नहीं रखेगा, सिग्नेचर के बाद वापस मिस्टर ए को दे देगा. अंडरस्टूड? So this way, who has received the signed bill and who has paid the signed bill? So Mr. A has received the signed bill, although it was written by this person, but after signature, Mr. B has returned back to Mr. A. तो A ने receive किया है, so this party is called bills receivable. And otherwise also, this is the party who will be receiving money. इसको पैसा मिलेगा, तो ये कौन सी है? रिसीव करने वाली पार्टी. तो इसके लिए वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट क्या हो जाएगा? बिल्स रिसीवेबल. एंड मिस्टर बी हैज पेड द बिल्स पेएबल. पे किया है ना इसने बिल्स पेएबल, एंड मनी भी इसको पे करना है फ्यूचर में. ठीक है, ही विल बी पेइंग द मनी आल्सो. सो द सेम इंस्ट्रूमेंट, देयर आर नो टू बिल्स. ओके, सेम बिल है लेकिन उसका नाम अलग अलग है दोनों के लिए. जिसको पैसा मिलेगा उसके लिए बी आर बिल्स रिसीवेबल, जिसको पे करना है उसके लिए बिल्स पेएबल. Is that clear? जैसे कि simple transaction, a simple transaction is having the different meanings for both the parties. This is a sale for Mr. A, seller, and here it is a purchase for Mr. B, purchase. Okay, so I hope you understood that. Fine. Now, so this is BR and this is BP. Okay, ये BR वाली